Imagine this. You're standing in your living room, trying to teach your dog to sit. You've got the treats ready, you're speaking in your most cheerful tone, but your dog just doesn't seem to get it. What if I told you that, in that moment, you're actually adding to your dog's stress? That's right. Every time you pull out the treats, raise your voice, or show frustration, you could be making your dog's behavior worse, not better. Sounds shocking, right? It's a common mistake that so many dog owners make, and yet it's rarely talked about. The truth is, most of the time, the more we try to train, the more our dogs can become anxious, confused, and even disengaged. The good news is it doesn't have to be this way. In fact, there's a way to train your dog that's not only more effective, but also stress-free. Today, we're going to break down the science behind dog training and show you how to foster a deeper connection with your furry friend. Whether you're dealing with a hyperactive pup or a shy rescue, you're about to discover the secrets to training your dog in a way that actually makes them want to listen. So, get ready to turn training time into quality time. Let's dive in. Welcome back, animal lovers. Today, we're diving into something that can completely change the way you interact with your dog. How to train your dog without stress. Whether you're dealing with a hyperactive puppy, an anxious rescue, or simply want to strengthen that special bond with your furry friend, this episode will give you the tools to transform your dog into a calm, confident, well-behaved companion, all without the yelling, the punishment, or that feeling of confusion that so many dog owners face. But first, let's answer the burning question, why does stress-free training matter so much? Here's something that may blow your mind. In a 2020 study published in Scientific Reports, researchers found that dogs trained using punishment-based methods, things like shock collars or harsh yelling, actually experienced higher cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. Not only that, but these dogs showed signs of learned helplessness, which means they started to shut down and become unwilling to engage with their owners. And here's the kicker. They were less likely to learn anything new. Now, let's flip the coin. Dogs trained with positive reinforcement, the kind of training that focuses on rewards, encouragement, and patience, showed more optimism, learned faster, and here's the best part, they enjoyed the training. So, why stick to methods that create fear and stress when you can build a bond based on trust and connection? Let me tell you a story that perfectly illustrates this point. Meet Bailey, a golden retriever who had a rough start in life. She was rescued from a high-stress shelter and, like many dogs, brought along some behavioral challenges. Her new family, eager to help her, decided to follow the old-school alpha dominance method. They thought that being firm and asserting control would solve the problem. But guess what? Bailey didn't get better. She got worse. She started chewing everything in sight, barking at every noise, and even peeing in the house. It was heartbreaking for her new owners, and for Bailey too. Then, they made a pivotal change. They decided to switch to stress-free training, focusing on positive reinforcement. Within just 6 weeks, Bailey transformed. The same dog who once seemed anxious and out of control became calm, affectionate, and confident. It wasn't magic. It was understanding Bailey's needs and adjusting the training approach to suit her emotional state. And that's what we're going to teach you today, how to make those same kinds of incredible changes with your dog. So, let's dive in and break down exactly how you can use these stress-free methods to see those same kinds of results with your dog. It's time to make training a bonding experience rather than a stressful one. Ready? Let's go. All right, let's dive into the 7 key principles of stress-free dog training that will transform your training sessions into a positive, fun experience for both you and your dog. 1. Understand your dog's natural instincts. Here's something many dog owners don't realize. Dogs aren't trying to be bad when they bark, dig, or chew on your favorite shoes. They're just being dogs. These behaviors are natural, inherited from their wild ancestors. For example, dogs chew to explore, to relieve anxiety, or simply because they have an instinct to chew. Science backs this up. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Animal Behavior shows that chewing is an instinctual behavior to help dogs relieve stress, improve dental health, and even stay mentally stimulated. So, instead of punishing your dog for chewing, redirect that energy. Provide them with chew toys, puzzle feeders, or some good old-fashioned playtime. This taps into their natural instincts while also reinforcing the behavior you want. Now, I'm curious, what's the most annoying thing your dog does that you now realize is instinctual? Maybe they dig up the yard or bark at the doorbell like it's the end of the world. Drop it in the comments. I bet you'll find that others can relate to your dog's quirks. 2. Set realistic expectations. Here's the thing about training, it takes time. If your dog doesn't pick up a new trick in 10 minutes, it doesn't mean they're stubborn or not smart. Puppies, for instance, have incredibly short attention spans, about 30 to 60 seconds at a time. Adult dogs can focus a bit longer, around 5 to 15 minutes, but that's still not very much. So, keep your training sessions short and fun. Take breaks. And here's a mini tip. Always end on a win, even if that win is just a simple sit. Giving your dog praise for something small helps build their confidence and motivation for the next round. 3. use positive reinforcement. Now, let's get to the heart of stress-free training. Positive reinforcement. This method is backed by years of scientific research, and it's one of the most effective ways to encourage desirable behavior in your dog. Whether it's through treats, praise, affection, or play, positive reinforcement taps into the dog's natural desire to be rewarded for their good behavior. In a 2018 study, over 3,000 dogs were studied, and the results were clear. Reward-based training led to better obedience, fewer behavioral problems, and stronger emotional bonds between dogs and their owners. Take Milo, for example, a rescue pit bull who struggled with coming when called. Instead of yelling at him for not listening, his owner started rewarding him for every small step in the right direction. Over time, Milo's response completely changed. Within 2 weeks, he would run happily to his owner every time she called. No yelling, no fear, just love and patience. 4. Create a safe training space. Training your dog in a chaotic environment? That's a recipe for disaster. Distractions, noise, and other pets can create stress, making it harder for your dog to focus. So, the first step is to choose a calm, quiet space for your training sessions, preferably one with minimal distractions. And here's a bonus tip. Soft background music, like classical music, has been shown to reduce stress levels in dogs. So, go ahead, set the mood with a calming playlist. It can help your dog stay relaxed and engaged. 5. Be consistent with everything. Consistency is everything when it comes to training. Dogs thrive on patterns, and if you're inconsistent with your commands or rules, it'll only confuse your dog. For example, if one day you let your dog on the couch, and the next day you're yelling at them for jumping up, your dog is going to be confused about what's okay and what's not. Stick to one command and use the same words every time. Always say down instead of get off or stop. Consistency will help your dog understand what you expect, and they'll be much more likely to follow your lead. Speaking of consistency, do you and your partner or kids use different words for commands? Share your funniest mix-ups in the comments below. I'm sure we've all been there with some hilarious confusion. 6. Learn canine body language. Now, this one is crucial. Understanding your dog's body language. Dogs communicate with us all the time through subtle cues. For instance, if your dog starts lip-licking, yawning, turning their head away, or pacing, they could be stressed or uncomfortable. And if you miss these signals, your training could actually backfire. When your dog shows these signs, it's a clear message that they need a break. So, don't keep pushing them when they're clearly stressed. Instead, give them a little time to calm down and resume training once they're more relaxed. 7. Keep it fun. Training should never feel like a chore for either of you. If you want your dog to enjoy the process and stay engaged, make training fun. Incorporate games like hide and seek, treat treasure hunts, or even tug of war as a reward for good behavior. Here's a fun fact. Play activates the brain's dopamine system, which is associated with pleasure and motivation. So, when your dog has fun during training, they're not only enjoying themselves, they're also more likely to be motivated to learn. So, remember, training doesn't have to be boring or stressful. With these principles, you can create a stress-free environment that encourages your dog to learn, bond, and thrive. Keep it positive, keep it fun, and watch your dog flourish into the best companion they can be. Now that we've covered the core principles of stress-free dog training, let's talk about some of the common challenges you might face during your journey. Don't worry, these obstacles are normal, and with the right approach, you can overcome them and keep the training process smooth and enjoyable for both you and your dog. 1. My dog ignores me during training. It's one of the most frustrating things that can happen during training. You've got your treats ready, you've given the cue, but your dog just looks at you as if you're speaking another language. So what's going on here? First, check for distractions. Is there something in the environment that's pulling your dog's attention away? Maybe there's a squirrel outside the window, or another dog is barking down the street. If your dog is distracted, they may simply not be able to focus on you. Next, consider if your dog is tired. Just like people, dogs can become fatigued, especially if you've been training for a while. If they're worn out, they won't be able to give you their best effort. Lastly, it could be that your dog isn't motivated enough to engage in the training session. Try switching up your rewards. If your usual treat isn't cutting it, offer something more enticing like freeze-dried liver or chicken. High-value treats can often reignite your dog's enthusiasm, making them more likely to participate. 2. My dog only listens at home. Here's another common challenge. Your dog listens perfectly when you're at home, but as soon as you step outside, they forget everything you've taught them. Sound familiar? This is actually quite normal. Dogs don't generalize well, meaning they may learn a command in one place, like your living room, but struggle to understand that the same rules apply in other environments. It's not that they're ignoring you. It's just that they haven't yet learned to apply what they know in different situations. The solution? Start by training in one location, then gradually increase the difficulty. Begin with simple commands at home, then slowly move to the backyard, sidewalk, and eventually to more challenging places like the park. Each new setting will teach your dog to generalize commands, helping them understand that sit means the same thing, no matter where you are. 3. My dog gets anxious during training. This is a big one, and it's something many dog owners face. If your dog starts getting anxious or stressed during training, it's crucial not to push through it. If you notice your dog exhibiting signs of anxiety, like pacing, lip licking, or avoiding eye contact, take a step back. Training should always be a positive experience, and if your dog is overwhelmed, the last thing you want to do is force them into a situation that causes distress. The solution here is to slow things down. Use shorter training sessions, perhaps only 5 to 10 minutes at a time. If your dog is particularly stressed, you may need to focus on rewarding calm behavior before you start introducing commands. This could be as simple as rewarding them for sitting quietly or relaxing on their bed. And remember, never push through when your dog is completely shut down. Sometimes, taking a break and coming back later is the best course of action. Your dog's emotional well-being is just as important as their learning process. Have you faced any of these challenges while training your dog? What's been your biggest frustration? Drop a comment below, and who knows, we might feature your question in a future episode. Training can be tough at times, but the key is to stay patient and flexible. Each dog is different, and it's okay to adjust your approach to suit their needs. Whether it's dealing with distractions, helping your dog generalize commands, or easing anxiety, there's always a solution. With consistency, positivity, and a bit of creativity, you can help your dog reach their full potential in a stress-free way. Keep going, and remember, training should always be a fun bonding experience for both of you. So, let's take a moment to wrap things up. Stress-free dog training isn't just about teaching your dog a few commands. It's about understanding them on a deeper level, recognizing their natural instincts, using positive reinforcement, staying consistent, reading their body language, and most importantly, making training something they enjoy. Training is all about communication, not control. When you build trust and create a bond with your dog, it's a journey that's not just about obedience, but about connection, joy, and mutual respect. Each dog is unique, and with a little patience, you'll see incredible progress as you adapt your approach to what works best for them. Training a dog takes time, but when you're patient and consistent, the results are beyond rewarding. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. And every small win is a step closer to building a stronger, happier relationship with your pup. If this video helped you gain some new insights, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want more tips and tricks backed by science to make training easier, subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what's coming next. And always remember, a well-behaved dog isn't born, they're trained with love. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.